We're back again. Somehow I'm always late. I don't know how I keep doing that. So first order of business for today's conversation is to kind of clear up what I'm going to talk about Airbnb. So I've had a lot of people asking me about Airbnb because it's a great way to make money, especially if you live in Portland. The city of Portland, of course, is concerned with our housing crisis because we don't have enough housing for the people that live here. They don't really want units that could be rented to other people to be just being used for short-term rentals. So to that end, what they're doing is requiring on Airbnb that you have a short-term license. Now I just did this for myself personally for my house when we're out of town, like on vacation. So there's a couple of big things. You have to fill out, it's like a 6-page application, so it's not small potatoes. And then you also have to send letters to all of your neighbors, and they actually show you a map on the city of Portland's website as to who you have to send a letter to that just says, hey neighbor, just so you know, I'm thinking about Airbnb in my house when I'm out of town or whenever. There is a limit on how many days a year you can rent your house out on Airbnb. So you can't just move into your friend's house and sleep on his couch and rent your house forever. And then the other big one is that I've heard now of at least 10 people that have been fined, and the fines are significant. We're talking thousands of dollars for a single offense. Those fines are happening mostly right now. What I'm hearing is because they didn't have the short-term permit. So this process is kind of a pain in the butt because the last step of it, you submit all of this, you send all those letters to your neighbor, you wait, and then you have to, once the city sends back a notice, then you have to schedule an inspection. And a city inspector has to come out, inspect your property, make sure you have the right number of smoke alarms, the right number of carbon monoxide alarms, the correct amount of windows to escape out of in the bedroom. Like, they're looking at everything to make sure the safety looks the way that it should and that's up to snuff. If you pass that inspection, and sometimes they might say, hey, I need another smoke alarm, I need another carbon monoxide alarm, you need to have better railing system on your patio. I mean, they can pretty much say whatever they think is a safety and health issue. That has to be remedied before you can rent it out. So, you know, if you were like, hey, babe, let's go and rent our house while we're on vacation wherever, it's going to take some planning and some effort. And I do know that there are several people in town that actually this is all they do. You pay them a couple grand and they submit your Airbnb application for you. For the rest of us, it's totally something you can do. You just have to be very detailed and make sure you fill it out correctly, make sure everything's done the way that the city wants it to be done. And then once all that's submitted, once you get the inspector out there, they'll give you your permit number, which is what you want to put on Airbnb so you have it. And then eventually the city sends you just like a certificate that says, hey, you're approved with a short-term license. The other big thing that I see a lot of people relying on and not understanding is that they think that these licenses can transfer. They cannot. So if I own my house, I get a short-term rental license, and then I sell my house to you, that does not transfer. You have to go through the whole entire process again. It's much like a lot of other vacation rentals on the coast often do it this way. But those are the big things that I would tell you about. I mean, the fines are big, guys. Like, it's not a small thing to trifle with anymore. I haven't heard of anyone being fined yet for going over the amount of days that they allocate that you can have it on Airbnb, but I suspect it is coming. So I'll keep you updated as soon as I hear with any other additional rules that the city comes out with when they do. I hope you're all well, and I hope you have a great week. Take care.